back to Let's Code, and here today we are going to cover the text styling like font size, font family, text intent, text shadow, and everything about the fonts and text will be covered in this lecture. So let's open our VS Code. I'm going to find the folder we are going to work on. So my folder is in the desktop, intro to web development, and here I'm going to open this, and here we are having learning CSS. Inside the learning CSS I'm going to create a new file named, so its name will be text styling dot html, and here the symbol, and then press enter to auto generate the HTML structure. Let's come here and name it like text styling. Let's go to our file explorer, open this folder. Inside this folder there is learning.css where we created text styling, and this is the file. I double click it and it's open in the browser. So first we are going to cover the shorthand method. What is the shorthand method? I'm just going to tell you, but let's first comment the part here, and then there is a p tag. Here I'm going to write text that is called lorem ipsum anything. Here go to the view and then press the text wrap, so our text is wrapped here. Now come here, just below the title, type style, and here we are, and this is the p and curly brackets to apply the CSS. This is the internal CSS we are going to use because we are just learning, we are not building a real page, so we are not going for the external CSS. But if you want to know how to use external CSS, you can visit the previous lecture and see all the types of the CSS I covered in it. So let's start our coding. And here in the shorthand method you only need to write font. You can see I'm going to assign a size here for the font like 20 pixels. Then it's sans serif, it could be also bold, and let's come here and refresh. So here you are seeing the text is bit more bold and increased in size. If I refresh it, I commented the code, so it's now the text is small, but when I uncomment this code is running as I remove it from the comments and ask the compiler to make it work. So here you can see it's working fine. Let's make another h1 tag, but let's first line breaks and then h1 and then lorem 5. So let's come back to our browser, refresh. Here's our new title. Let's come here, what we are going to use on that. On it I am going to show you what is the detailed method. Detailed method is much better than this shorthand method, because in detailed method you actually choose a color. Here even I think we can choose the color like blue and refresh. Now color is not working on this. For color we need a different part, like this. I can show you it on the paragraph first. So here is our brown and refresh, so the color is changed. Let's come back here. I'm going to use the same color, but what I'm going to change, I'm going to change the font size. So you can see we are using 20 here, but here I'm going to assign it 30 pixels, even not 30. To show you a better view, I'm going to make it 10 because the heading text is already big, but I want to make it smaller so you guys can see the effect directly. And then font weight bold. So this bold property is actually font weight. And then there is the font family, and it is better if you go for the font family like this, because here then you need to put the commas if one font is not supported. But here you can see I can provide multiple fonts, and hopefully one of them is active on your device or on your browser is supported, so your browser can load the font that is more accurate to a web page, otherwise it will load the Time Roman. So you can see it's the font I'm recently getting, but once I change the font family, I'm going to refresh it and you can see the font family is changed and text is smaller because of that 10 pixels. So this is the detailed method and this is the shorthand. I'm going to write here detailed method, and then I'm again going to make 2 line breaks, and here I'm going to type h2 hash h2. So I passed it an id of h2, and in this I'm going to show you something more important. I hope you guys will like it, but I'm not sure about it. So let's write something. Yes, I'm just going to write my channel's name, let's code, and refresh. Here is the let's code. What if we change its direction? How is it possible? I'm just going to show you here, so stay here with me. I just typed the h2 and then I'm going to type direction, and direction, this is the left to right and this one is the right to left. As you can see, R to L, RTL means right to left, and LTR means left to right. So let's type right to left. Just come here, refresh, and you can see my text is now left to right. And then I can do one thing more even good, that I'm going to type it here as h3, and here I'm going to again type let's code. This time I'm asking it to change the direction of writing mode. Like, I can show you what I mean. Here I'm going to type h2 and writing mode. Yeah, so writing mode would be not horizontal top to bottom, but vertical right to left, not subside, sorry. Yeah, it's mode vertical right to left, and come here, refresh. You can see my code is in this direction, and sometimes it changes, sometimes it doesn't, so don't mind if it doesn't change, because the English is left to right, so it's not possible for us to change its direction by text, but we can change its direction vertical to horizontal, so it can help you if you want it to work like that. And then we are going to cover the code, so let's start with the code thing here. Yeah, so here I'm going to type, actually connected the battery, but yeah, this is the queue, but we need to define the queue here as well for the codes. So you guys know what is the code in the CSS. It's not the code, it's code actually. Yeah, codes. So here I'm going to type q, not a, it's q, and q is lorem 3. Yeah, there are the 3 words, and refresh. You are seeing it's in the code, it's a saying or something you want to mark it in the quotation, so it is something you can use, and you can even change these quotations. How? I can show you here. Here I actually take the code identifier or the tag in the internal CSS, and here I'm going to write codes, and inside here I'm going to write something like this. Yeah, so this is the codes, and as you have seen, the codes are not visible because of this one. We need to define 2 codes, refresh, and you can see our codes are working fine now, as we have added the new symbols for it. Even I can make it like hash, and I hope this will also work. Let's come here, refresh. So are starting with hash and ending with 2 arrows. So that was for the codes, and then after the codes we are going to cover something called text shadow. So let's start text shadow. I'm going to implement it on the P1, but I'm going to create another P1 for that, so you guys don't have any issue with that. Yeah, so it will be text shadow, and here is our text shadow. Refresh. This is the same P, so it's therefore taking the same color. Here I'm going to define the P again, but it will take the improved parts, but I need to define a class for this because otherwise both P's will be affected by the same code. So I'm going to type dot P. So I'm just going to type here dot P, and here as I assign the class P, so dot P is fine for me. And here I'm going to type text shadow, and I'm going to assign it first. The horizontal one is 0. I don't want, even I want to show you it, so 3px, 4px, and 0px, and color will be blue. Let's come here, refresh. You can see a text is here. It's taking 3px from the top and 4px from the left, and it's showing bad because I just asked it to make blur 0, but now I'm making it 7, and I'm going to refresh it. So you can see now the text is blurred, and it is also having a good text shadow. Even what I can do, I can provide it multiple text shadows like comma, paste, and I'm going to make it 5. Take this, make it here, and refresh it. So now you can see there is a change of color because blue and green are mixed together to form this different color. Even what if I change this to red and refresh, you can see it's again changed because of the mixture of the colors. You can use multiple colors, as many colors as you want. And then there is the next thing, that is letter spacing. So here I'm going to show you in it, that is letter spacing, and I'm going to assign it 20px. So refresh, you can see a big letter spacing here. Here I'm going to create another dot P2 and lorem, and I'm going to assign it as letter spacing, and now come here and type dot P2. Yeah, copy, paste the letter spacing, come here, refresh. So our this text is fine, and now this is having the letter spacing. I'm going to create here another one for the word spacing. Word spacing, yeah, and let's copy this. Sorry, I can't copy this like that, so I'm going to define dot P3. It's a diff of P3 lorem 23 words. Come here, dot P3, and it is going to have the word spacing. So word spacing, yeah, my bad, here is it, letter is word spacing, and the word spacing should be of 90px. Come here, refresh, you can see it's having the 90px word spacing because of our word spacing thing. And I'm going to copy this, paste it before this, and then I will come here, paste it here, and I'm going to now cover the thing that is called text intent. So copy this one, yeah, one movement, copy and paste, and make it 4. So it is not the letters word spacing, it's something called text intent. I will show you it, text intent. Yeah, so text intent, and come here, refresh. Here you can see here is our other paragraph. It's a div, but it's the text we created for the text intent. And here I'm going to type dot P4, yeah, P4, as we have created the class for it here. So it's P4 now, and in the P4 I'm going to assign the text intent of ATPX. Come here, refresh, and you can see it has taken a space from the beginning, and that is due to the text spacing, text intent. And now I'm going to cover another part of it that is called, yeah, so it is called the text decoration. So here I'm going to type text decoration. Sorry, the video is like taking too long, but I just want to cover all the aspects of the text thing. So in next lecture we can move on with other styling formats, and we have a basics of the text. So this will be the text decoration, and I'm going to set it as, yeah, it's the lorem ipsum default. You can also create it with lorem and then the count of the words and then press enter. So it will be the, yeah, it's P5 if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I assigned it P5, so dot P5 is the class, and here I'm going to assign it a text decoration, and you can see what I mean by the dash. It's not having any effect here, but let's take a break for this. Here is the break and line break, and you can see the space. Now why it's not taking, I can show you. I am going to assign it the color that is blue, dotted, and yeah, underline. I can show you why I put it that all here, so I can show you that it's actually the shorthand method for the text decoration. What you can do in the longhand is the text decoration style, and style would be such as dotted or dashed, yeah, then text, yeah, then there is the text color, text decoration color, that would be the blue, and then text decoration, yeah, text decoration line can be, you can see the line through, overline, underline. This time I'm going with the underline, and yeah, not the modes. I will tell you what are these modes and other things, but let's cover the basics first. So this is the detailed method, and it's working same way because of this whole data. It's up to you, you are going with the shorthand method or the detailed method. But yeah, then we are going to cover the thing that is called the text transform, and it's the last thing we are left with for this lecture. So let's start text transform with another break here. I'm going to copy this one. Even I'm going to copy these two lines so we don't have any problem at the end. And here is the text transform. Come here, and I'm going to type P6 lorem. Just write lorem and press enter in the VS Code to get this auto generated text. And now I'm coming here dot P6, and here are brackets. And now I'm just first I need to refresh here. You can see it's similar to the all before, but I can show you what the text transform can do. Text transform, first I'm going with the capitalize and refresh. You can see that each letter of the word, every first letter of the word is capitalized. What if I go for the uppercase? Here refresh, you can see the whole text is uppercase, and this is because of that text transform, and you can use it as well. And this is for this lecture, and in next lecture we are going to cover the things like, yeah, the box model. I will show you what is the box model. I have also prepared a presentation for it for the next lecture, and I will share that slides in the next lecture with you. And in this lecture I'm going to share the code link for this source code we have just created, its link, this outline, and also the YouTube playlist for this whole course in the video description for this lecture. So please visit the video description, and if you have any questions or queries, let me know in the comments. Be there with me for the next lecture, and thank you so much for being with me for this lecture.